Today, I know that we are going to be talking about paying under the table, because I think that that's been something that people have asked me about time and time again. I always talk about things like making sure that you have your employees, your volunteers, your independent contractors. The biggest thing that you want to make sure that you do is have all of that stuff in order. And listen, I just have to just say, just like I said, stop using online contracts, stop paying people under the table. If there is someone that wants to come and work for you on a regular basis, then they need to be an employee or independent contractor. They need to fill out the appropriate paperwork. They need to get a W-2 or a 1099 at the end of the year. And the reason that I say that is that if there is any discrepancy on a tax standpoint, they will send people out to see sort of what you have going on. They will talk to people, and they're not going to know the appropriate thing to tell them. Now, again, I'm not talking about someone that's just coming and cutting the grass, for example. That's a service that you're paying for. Again, you want to make sure even that you track that so that you can deal with that on your taxes. And for those of you that were visiting with us last week, we actually had on our Entrepreneur Spotlight a very lovely tax professional, Charmaine Stevens. She's going to talk with us a little bit more tomorrow, really in depth about some of the things that people do to either avoid paying taxes or avoid some other things that they probably shouldn't be avoiding anyway. So, of course, my job is to protect your brand. My job is to give you the tools that you need to protect your brand. And part of that is this is the second big thing that I say, just stop doing it. Just stop doing it altogether. Stop paying people under the table. Because if you think about it, if someone wants to be paid under the table, what are you hiding from? Are you trying to avoid, for example, paying child support? Are you trying to avoid, I don't know, maybe you're on disability and you don't want them to know, what your real income is? Are you trying to hide assets, from a former spouse? Are you trying to hide assets, I don't know, from public service, or, for your public benefits? I don't know. Like, there's a number of reasons why people like to be paid under the table. Small business owners like to do it because they figure, well, if I pay somebody under the table, I don't have to pay all the payroll taxes. I don't have to pay the Social Security. I don't have to pay the Medicare. I don't have to pay any of these things. But I tell you what, you are going to pay them, and eventually you're going to pay them probably in a way that you don't want to pay them, meaning that you're probably going to pay them by being in the arrears to the IRS. I deal with a number of CPAs. I deal with a lot of tax professionals because, of course, my clients are everywhere. So I try to make sure that I'm able to have someone on hand that can help them once they get into tax trouble, because I'm telling you, paying under the table is one of the quickest ways to get yourself not only into tax trouble and legal troubles. And like we said before, when you get into tax trouble, now they can attach everything. You can check what I'm saying. You can Google, you can do whatever, but I'm telling you, they can attach everything. They can attach liens on your bank account. They can attach liens on your property. They can attach liens on all sorts of stuff. And guess what? You're not insulated just because you own this property with other people. So again, it's one of the areas that you want to avoid getting in trouble with. I always tell people when they kind of gawk when I tell them this, is that I say, think about it. It was the IRS who got Al Capone. He went to prison for tax evasion, not from all of the other alleged things that they're saying that he did. So this whole issue of making sure that your taxes are in order, that's the biggest thing that you should do. And I tell people all the time, one thing about having an attorney, a business attorney, is that you may not need them all the time. You may not need them quarterly. You may need them once or twice a year. But your CPA or a really good tax professional, not just a friend of yours who knows how to do taxes. You really need to have someone that understands the tax code, and they can properly advise you on what you need to do to make sure that you can not just protect your assets, but also protect your interests. So again, stop paying under the table. Oh my gosh. I mean, because here's the thing. Like I said, if someone's asking to be paid under the table, you should ask yourself, what are they trying to avoid? Number one. And number two, is this somebody that's trustworthy for my business? Is this someone that I want connected to my business that potentially, they may do something shady as part of your business? So these are all things, again, we've all dealt with that situation. We all kind of deal with the temptation of kind of having someone, that they're an employee. They're not an independent contractor. I don't know why you're trying to pay people under the table. Stop paying people in cash, because again, that's the other part of it. Because all of the outlays that go out, that's part of your deductions for the year. So again, all of this stuff that we're talking about keeps you out of trouble, keeps your business afloat. But at the end of the day, it keeps you out of trouble with other people, because you don't want to be the person that's known as you can go there because they pay you under the table. Because I'm telling you, once that gets out, eventually someone is going to report you. You may not believe it, but I'm telling you that they do it. And I know that you guys know that they do it. Some of you, again, thank you guys so much for joining. Please like, share, and comment. But some of you have actually had that happen. I know that I have plenty of clients that, that are on Facebook and they've dealt with some of those very same issues, which is, again, why I do these videos. I do these videos so that you can go into your business, and if there's some things that you need to change based on what you've learned as part of these videos, I encourage you to do that. If you need support, if you need help, certainly reach out to us. We can, whatever we can't help you with, more than likely we have a great referral source that we can give to you. So again, stop paying under the table. If this person is indeed a real independent contractor, fill out the right paperwork. Make sure that you let them know, I'm going to 1099 you at the end of the year. You're going to be responsible for all the taxes that you're supposed to pay, because I will 1099 you at the end of the year. If the person is truly an employee, fill out the appropriate paperwork. That's all. Fill out the appropriate paperwork. Hey, Shay. So fill out the appropriate paperwork and make sure that you have all of your stuff in order. That's all. All we're saying is have your stuff in order, because if you don't, you will definitely have a problem. I mean, that's just the reality of it. If you don't, you'll have a problem. So, and on the flip side, for those of you that are watching that may not be business owners, but you may work with some entrepreneurs, stop asking to be paid under the table. Just stop doing it, because then now you won't put yourself in a position where you may be, unfortunately, seeing some type of tax fraud. And I'm telling you, the IRS, they will get their money, and they can attach your bank accounts. They can attach your property. They can attach liens on all sorts of things. So I'm telling you, stop doing it. Good morning, Clinton. Thank you for joining. And guys, listen, please like and share, because a lot of the topics that I cover are really topics that people inbox me, or I have a consultation with someone, or I see it coming up time and time again. And so when I see things happen time and time again, I make sure that I put it on the list of things to talk about. And if there's someone out there that I think would be a great resource, so you guys can ask questions in real time, I make sure to try to get those people on so that we can have that open discussion. And so again, please stop paying people under the table. Stop asking to be paid under the table. One thing that I've decided to do in terms of moving my business to the next level, this is why you see a lot of times I'm talking about protecting your brand, protecting your business, because the things that you don't think about are the very things that make your business go under. Again, we talked about these contracts that people get online. Why would you do that? Now we're talking about being paid under the table. The other day we talked about issues with how to properly deal with taxes, and we're back on this again, because all of it really works together, even being paid under the table. And for those of you that are asking to be paid under the table so you can avoid some type of legal obligation, meaning something that you should be doing or something that you owe, like child support, stop doing it, because I'm telling you, it is going to catch up with you and you are going to be in a very bad situation, because what's going to happen is you're going to put yourself in the situation for the court to decide how much you were making. The court will decide how much the arrears are, how to assess what you owe, because you decided that you wanted to try to avoid this obligation just to getting paid under the table. I'm telling you, this right here, just like the contracts, when we talked about the contracts the other day, just stop getting paid under the table, period. Because it affects every aspect of your life. I know it seems good. Someone gave you $100, and if you had paid the taxes, you only would have got, I don't know, $90 or $87 or whatever it is. When you really think about the potential problem that you're gonna have by doing that, big mistake. This is where we see it most often. I see it most often in clubs, in things like landscaping, things like businesses like lounges, businesses that are very transient. Typically they'll have people that, they'll come in, they want to pay you as a day laborer, but they want you to be there every day. They want you to work a certain schedule. Remember, we talked last time, and that's why I'm going to have Charmaine come back, and we're going to talk a lot more in depth tomorrow about these very specific things. All the stuff that people do, they want to be paid under the table so that they can avoid certain legal obligations, and entrepreneurs want to pay them under the table because they don't want to pay the payroll taxes. And at the end, the one that's going to be left holding the bag is the business owner. I could bring countless professionals on that will tell you that's exactly what happens. I know of someone right now that ended up with a 6-figure tax debt, all because of paying people under the table. Now, here's the thing. They had an opportunity. One of my colleagues let them know exactly what they should have done to make sure that this didn't happen to them. And instead of paying this person to get everything together, make sure everything was straight, they decided that they weren't going to do it. And then they ended up with a 6-figure tax debt. And now they're paying, I want to say, like over $8,000 a month to the IRS just to cover that. Now, remember, as long as you're paying, the interest is still accruing. The penalties are still accruing. And when you think about it, is $100 really worth it? Is it really, really worth it to do that? Because you have to ask yourself, because we have to get to a point where we are going to be real about business. We are not going to give anybody anything that's going to put us in a position to make us go out of business when we could have just, did things right from the beginning. And believe it or not, doing things right actually result in you getting a whole lot more money in your pocket in the long term. And so that's why I wanted to encourage you guys today to stop paying people under the table and stop getting paid under the table. Stop being that person that wants to, do the get over, because it's really not a get over. All you're really doing is setting yourself up for failure in the future. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me live. I really appreciate it. For those of you that are watching on a replay, if you have questions about what we talked about today, please put them in the comments. Also, I will be monitoring those all day today. I wanted to let everyone know, if you are in the Madison County, Morgan County, Limestone County, Alabama area, I am the entire month of April, I am visiting small businesses. We are looking for small businesses that we can feature in the Ambassador Monthly, which is a publication. The feature is not something that you would pay for, but it is great advertising. So we are visiting. This is not just because I visit does not mean that your business is going to be profiled. We are looking for businesses to profile, and we are visiting businesses around this Tri-County area. I'm doing this personally. It's not that I'm sending anybody to do that. Also, be on the lookout, because on May 22nd, I'm actually hosting a free brand protection webinar. You can register. The best thing to do is register. So when you see when you see the post come out, make sure that you click it and register, because anybody can watch it. We're going to be broadcasting live to the Latanya Moore Facebook fan page. So make sure that you like that page. It's going to be May 22nd. Again, you can watch it live there, but the only way that you can get the discounts and the only way that you can get the freebies is to actually register. Again, anyone can watch it. We are going to go live. It is free. It is a 30-minute brand protection webinar. Just to let you know, that is a $125 value. But again, thank you guys so much for watching live. Thank you guys so much for watching on the replay. For those of you who have questions, please put your questions in the comments. If you don't want to put your questions in the comments, you can always inbox me. I will be monitoring the live feed comments all day today. You'll actually also see some replays. Again, anytime you put the comments in, I will be monitoring those all today. And thank you guys so much for joining me. This is the Latanya Moore Morning Show. We are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until next time, have a great day.